Freestyle Repertory Theater and Synergy Theater proudly present Right Away. It's a show, it's a jam, it's the best of both worlds. Please welcome your hosts to the screen, Laura Livingston and Laura Valpy.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Right Away. Thank you so much. I heard a little like of this. I heard of this. Awesome. We'll take it. Yeah. Hey, everybody. I am Laura Valpy. I am a member of Freestyle Repertory Theater.
And I am Laura Livingston, the artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater.
And tonight's show, Right Away, is a co-production between Freestyle Repertory Theater, which is in New York City, and Synergy Theater out in Walnut Creek, California. So, of course, we're two companies divided by a continent, but we are united in the belief that improvisation is an important theatrical art form.
Yes, absolutely. This show is about rough drafts, about writing spontaneously, writing for fun. And also immediately reaching others with your writing and hearing it spoken aloud or speaking it aloud yourself, hearing your words interpreted by actors.
Absolutely. And here's how the show works. So tonight we have 4 playwrights and they will have 45 minutes to write a brand spanking new play, which will be based on a suggestion from you, the audience.
And while they're off writing, everyone in the audience, which is you folks, is invited to play some improv games with Laura Valpy and me. Generally, we found it's more fun if you use a pencil or pen and a piece of paper so you can still see what's happening on screen while you're writing. And after each game, we'll hear as many of you read what you've written as we possibly can. I encourage you, in the spirit of improv, to volunteer to read your writing without even thinking about what it's worth or if it's good enough. It's just very fun to hear how many different directions everyone's writing goes based on the same prompt. And then after that 45 minutes, the playwrights will return and present the world premiere reading of their brand new work of theater.
Before we introduce tonight's playwrights, we have just a few things to go over. First of all, for those of you who are participating live via Zoom, we ask that you keep yourself muted and your video off for now. In a few minutes, though, when we start the writing jam, we will invite you to turn your video back on. And of course, we would love it if you would do that. The show is streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. So when your video is on, just know that you may be seen by more people than are here in our Zoom right now. So, you know, if you've got naked babies running in the background and iguanas climbing over your head, I don't know what iguanas climbing over heads. Maybe I want a lizard.
These
anyway,
are all
keep
things
that to
I would
yourself.
love.
If you don't, say it again.
These are all things I would love to see.
Absolutely. You know, so maybe do share that with the world. It's up to you. If you want to say, keep your video off, that's of course fine. We will understand. But you can still participate. Yes. And the more of us who turn our cameras on, the more we can see each other and visually support each other. Seeing each other laughing and clapping or giving thumbs up, it just makes the whole show much more fun. Lastly, one more announcement, sorry, before the playwrights come on. We invite you to open up your chat feature, which you'll find if you hover your cursor at the bottom center of your screen. We will be using that chat feature to procure some suggestions from you. So you want to be at the ready at your chat if you want to, you know, help inspire these playwrights tonight.
And speaking of playwrights, let's introduce tonight's intrepid writers. Excellent. They are waiting, skulking almost in the background, waiting to come on.
Our first one. Gosh.
Our first playwright is looking forward to her 5th season with the Monday Night Playground, where her short play 3 centimeters per second was staged and won an audience award. Her short play Lucy in the Clouds, which originated during one of these Right Away shows, had a staged reading last summer with the late great Dragon Eggs Theater Company. Please welcome to the screen, Lisa Thompson.
skulking over here in the corner.
Skulking, she says she's skulking. Yeah, that's your MO, definitely.
Nice skulk, Lisa.
Yeah.
Nice skulk. Can you tell us anything about your strategy for tonight for writing these plays?
Well, I'm going to white knuckle it. And I've got a bottle of gin here in case that doesn't work.
Solid.
I find
Solid.
using booze great for my writing, but I find it very hard to email my scripts to anyone after I've been drinking.
Yeah.
And that's not because I suddenly have developed good taste. All right, Lisa, we'll see you in a bit.
All right, our next playwright is a seasoned TV writer. Some shows that he's worked on include Suddenly Susan and That's So Raven. And back on the East Coast, he teaches writing for radio, TV, and film at Hofstra University. And his web series, A Short Tutorial, has just been released and is being accepted to lots of film festivals. Please welcome our good friend, Jeff Tarson.
Hello, Jeff.
Yay!
Hello. Hello.
Jeff, it's so great to have you back after a time now. A lot of us know that you've been just so busy working on this web series. Tell the audience a little bit about that.
Yes, no,
like.
it has been taking a lot of my time, actually. It turns out that post-production takes a long time. Editing, oh my goodness. But yes, the name of the web series is A Short Tutorial. And they're 11-minute episodes, and shot it last year, or some of it last year. I've been able to edit a couple of episodes and enter it into festivals. I'm very excited. It's going to be playing at the Chain NYC Film Festival in early August. So
Awesome.
yeah, so if you're around the Chain Theater, I think it's on 36th Street, something like that. I'll have to look it up exactly. But anyway, if you're there, that's what it's going to be playing.
That's awesome. Cool. Yay, Jeff.
Yay!
Okay, go away and come back soon.
Our next playwright is joining us for the very first time. He's from the Boston area, where he is the artistic director of the Westford Academy Theater Arts and the summer school for the performing arts. He earned his MFA in playwriting from Boston University under the direction of an old college chum of mine, Kate Snodgrass, as well as Melinda Lopez and Ronan Noon. And his new short play, Molting, has been produced across the country and has been celebrated with productions on stage, film, Zoom, and radio. Please welcome Michael Towers. Michael Towers, it's great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Yeah. How's life in Boston?
It is hot, just like everywhere, but it's great. We are in session currently with the Summer School of Performing Arts and may have some of our directors and/or students out there right now. So welcome.
Oh, I hope so. That would be so much fun.
Does that feel like extra pressure on you, or do you feel like that's like a...
Oh no, that's so much pressure. So much. Yes, they are most certainly taking notes right now and getting ready to give me a report card in the morning.
Oh, good. Yeah, totally.
That'll be great
All
to
right.
hear.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, and go away for just a minute. We'll bring you right back real soon.
Welcome and go away.
Yeah, welcome and go away. All right, our last playwright tonight is a co-producer of tonight's show. He's the artistic director of Synergy Theater, whose improv show, A Roll of the Dice, just finished a fantastic run at the Lesher Center in Walnut Creek, California. He is the author of the book, How to Improvise a Full-Length Play, The Art of Spontaneous Theater. Please welcome to screens near you, right in front of your face, Mr. Ken Adams. Whoa, hello.
Hello. Thank you for that kind introduction.
Yeah, that looks like that must have been a pretty fun show.
It
I get all
was.
the blasts, from Synergy Theater. That looked like it was fun. Any highlights you want to share?
From A Roll of the Dice, I became an evil villain called Roadkill, which was like a radioactive raccoon that had been killed on the side of the road. So that's always fun.
As per usual.
Always.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Totally.
Right. All right.
Wonderful.
Let's bring all the playwrights back onto the
Yeah.
screen. And folks in the audience, this is a time to make sure your chat feature is on, because each playwright is now going to ask for a suggestion to kickstart their play. And when they do, if you have an idea, type it into chat. All right. I believe we lost Jeff. Does anyone see?
We lost Jeff.
There
I'm
he is.
sure.
Okay. Just
There we
wanted
go.
to make sure. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff is
Lisa.
here. Okay, great. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go in the order of the way we introduced everybody, right?
Which would
How about
be-
that?
Lisa.
Yes, yes, indeed. Okay, I'm looking for the title of a film. Famous film, a classic film.
Oh, so not make one up, but you mean like a real one that's
if you-
out there?
Yeah, if you need to make one up, if you want to make one up.
All right.
Making one up makes more sense. All right, so whatever happened to Baby Jane, The Big Chill, The Loneliest Road, Too Late for Tuesday? That's a great title. I'm an MBG. Okay. Wow. That one scares me. Miserable but grateful. I got it. Okay. I'm just being called by The Loneliest Road, even though that sounds really sad.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Jeff Tarson, what
Mhm.
would it get you started with us?
Yeah, I'd like two different emotions to inspire maybe a couple of characters in this play. So two, obviously not the same emotion, but two, they don't have to be totally conflicting, but two emotions that you're just thinking of, maybe you've thought about, been feeling, know somebody who's been feeling. And we'll go from there. Malice and generosity. Those are two conflicting emotions. Let's see what else we got. I feel like a game show, spinning the wheel. Let's see what else we got here on the coming up on the old wheel of emotion.
Might I suggest if you can only think of one, put in one, and then maybe Jeff
Absolutely.
could-
Maybe I
you
can get it
know.
with somebody else. That's right.
Yeah,
Combine
totally.
it. Absolutely.
yeah.
Good point.
So don't stop yourself.
Angst and angry and jealousy and regret. Oh, interesting. All right. Those some really good ones. Okay, so I'm going to take fear and happiness pops up there. I'm going to actually combine two. I'm going to take jealousy and regret. Thank you.
Ooh, nice. All right, Michael Towers.
All right, let's see. I was out mowing my lawn before tonight's session, trying to get it in before the rain. And that reminded me of the first time I heard this country music song, which I'm not a country music fan, but I remember hearing She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy, and wondering if that was indeed a real song, which I learned that it was. So I am going to put myself out there for song titles, perhaps from the country music realm, but I'll take any song titles. I love this bar. Mac, thank you. I love you and your kids. My boots are too tight. Stand by your man. There you go. Who's gonna feed them hogs? I'm assuming that's who's gonna feed them hogs. That before he cheats. Beer for my horses. Again, just like Tractor Sexy, I don't know if any of these songs are real. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I'm
These are
going
awesome.
beer for my horses.
All right,
Excellent.
that's what you got. All right, beer for my
I could
horses.
just sit
Amazing.
and watch these titles for the rest of the evening. But
Oh, yeah.
Ken, you probably want to get started writing something. So what could you get from us that would help?
All right, I'm going to ask everybody to suggest a location where a play might take place. I'm going to take 3 of them, and I'll have 3 scenes in my play, each one set in one of those 3 locations. So everybody just go ahead and pop up a location where a scene in a play might take place. I see in line for a bathroom, daycare, amusement park. These are awesome. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Finish line for a race. A garden. Okay, I got it. So I'm going to go garden, country bar, and the line for the bathroom.
Excellent, excellent. Just as a reminder, let's just go around once and remind everybody what you got. Lisa, what did you take from us?
The film title, The Loneliest Road.
And Jeff?
I had two emotions, jealousy and regret.
And Michael?
The song titled Beer for My Horses.
And Ken?
I have 3 locations, a garden, a country bar, and a line for the bathroom.
All right, writers, in just a few moments, we're going to send you away for 45 minutes, but keep an eye out for texts. We'll be sending you time reminders. And remember, whatever you write will be right. All right? Okay, on your mark, get set, right away.
Woohoo.
There you go.
There we
Wow.
go. All right, everybody. As our writers are turning their video and sound off and hopefully tuning us out, muting us all, we now invite you, the audience, to turn your video on and wave hello. And I'm going to move my screen so I can make sure I can see people as you come on to wave hello. Oh, hello, everybody. So exciting. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. And also, if you haven't already, go ahead and grab yourself a pen or pencil and some paper. So now's the time to grab that. If you don't have it already, grab that. One more quick reminder that we are also streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So again, your choice. If you prefer to remain anonymous from those platforms, totally your choice. But please, keep participating. Let's see what else. Yeah, of course, you're welcome to participate anonymously. And we just want to see you guys as much as you're willing. We want to see all your friendly faces.
If you're on screen, it makes it so much more fun. So you have some options for how you're going to see us in case you haven't done this for a while or ever. If you go up to the right corner, upper right corner of your screen, you'll see that you can click on gallery view or speaker view. Choose whichever option you want to and experiment, switch back and forth. Just know that it's not going to affect how the rest of us see you. So do whatever you'd like to do in that.
There we go. All right, let's start the jam. Remember,
Sure.
everybody, improv is all about being spontaneous and, of course, supporting each other's creativity. Now, if you've never done improv before, I've pretty much just told you the secret to the art form. It really can be boiled down to 2 rules. Say yes and make your partner look good. So when you're writing, say yes to your first idea. Just go with it. All ideas are good at this point. As Laura said at the beginning of the show, we're celebrating rough drafts, first drafts. Don't bother critiquing yourself as you're writing. And also, when it's time when we have a little bit of time to share and read, please just volunteer to read without deciding if it's any good or not. Again, rough drafts, it's all good. It's amazing. When others are reading during our jam, keep your video on so they can see your friendly faces. It encourages them. That's part of making each other look good. And of course, it also helps Laura Livingston and myself if you keep them on while you're writing too, because then we can kind of see if you're still in it or put your pens down.
Yes. Also, I'll add that those of you who are participating with your camera off, you can either pipe in and we'll figure out, or you can do one of those online hand raising. If you want to read what you wrote while you keep your video off, we'll do a little radio. All right, y'all ready? Here we have the kind of silly first game. So grab your writing implements there. And here we go. This game is called Fortunately, Unfortunately. And in a moment, you'll see why it's called that. It's going to start with a sentence. You don't need to write that down. I'll remember what that sentence is for when you're reading it back. And but write fast. Don't stop and edit, because I will interrupt with another sentence beginning periodically. And you can probably already predict what those sentence beginnings are going to be based on the title of the game. Here we go. Funnily enough, I'd already written this down before Michael got the title for his play. The story starts, Francesca went horseback riding. And your first sentence starts, Francesca went horseback riding. And your first sentence continues the story, beginning with the word fortunately.
She went for what riding? Staff?
She went horseback riding.
Oh, horseback. I'm sorry.
That's okay. The next sentence begins, unfortunately. The next one starts, fortunately. Unfortunately. Fortunately. I put a fortunately in there. I don't know if you heard it because I froze. Unfortunately. And the last sentence starts, fortunately. And there we are. Who's going to read us the first piece of the evening? The debut. Ooh, somebody even left. I scared someone.
Oh my goodness.
Who wants to read what they just wrote?
I'll do it.
All right. I was going to say, that's almost a first. I don't know if I've ever had so few people on camera, and I've never had a time when nobody volunteered. Janella, let's hear it. It started out, Francesca went horseback riding. How did it continue?
Fortunately, she had her hat on. Unfortunately, it wasn't tied. Fortunately, when it blew off, it did not land on the grass. Fortunately, when it blew off, it did not strangle her. Unfortunately, it landed in poop. Fortunately, the poop was hers from when she had to go to the bathroom an hour ago. Unfortunately, she had no bag to put the hat in. Fortunately, she laughed and recalled, I have 2 bags under my eyes. The end.
Lovely.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for being our first volunteer for the night. Who else would like to share?
I hope I didn't offend you.
I teach improv in elementary school. It takes more than that.
Good.
All right. Who else wants to share? And again, if you're off camera, you can still raise a hand or just give us a yell and let us know that you want to share. Is that it? That's everybody?
Maybe that's it for this first one, and that's okay.
All right.
Well, I'll look at our timer. I've got that we have 36 minutes and 43, 42, 41, 40 seconds left for our playwrights. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, something that happens a few times during our jam is we like to send additional suggestions to our playwrights. And their job is to incorporate those suggestions into their play as we go. So I say, let's send the first suggestion. Let's get that going.
I will say that too.
I like that. I like that. So far, you guys have given some awesome suggestions, and I feel like there's this like country theme going on. So, and just the suggestions alone are inspiring settings. So I think for our first suggestion to send to the playwrights, let's paint their setting a little bit. Let's inspire them with something that is in the space or that they need to incorporate theatrically setting wise. So go ahead and put it in the chat if you got any ideas.
Yeah, that goes in the chat. Something that will be in their space.
Yeah, like you could say like, oh, a storm starts. Oh, great. Yeah. A fire hydrant. Oh, the smell of marijuana. The hay baler was broken. Yeah, exactly. Any more popping in? And also, what is this? Okay, great. Oh, and we also told them 35 minutes. Barbie shoes. Totally.
Which one are you taking, Miss Phelps?
I'm going to take, you know what? These are all awesome. I'm going to take fire hydrant.
All right.
I'm going to
I'll
say,
put that in.
you put that in and I'll start the next exercise.
I'm
How about that?
texting you then, yeah.
All right, great. Here we go. Exercise number 2. This is also a little bit of a silly one. You may have, if anyone has ever looked up a recipe online, how do I make XYZ? A lot of times what pops up is somebody's recipe blog, and they have this long introduction, this intro to their recipe, and this whole story before you even get down to the recipe. All you want is that recipe. We thought it'd be fun to write the intro to a recipe. So think to yourself, what is that style? What is that voice that writes that story? What is that story before a recipe? Now you can make it for a recipe of anything that you want. But if you don't have an idea of your own, I'm going to inspire you with strawberry rhubarb pie. I'll give you a couple minutes. Just go for it. You're introing your recipe. Let's go for one more minute, 60 seconds. Thirty seconds. All right. Pens and pencils down. Finish that last sentence. And all right, who's gonna share? I want to hear what you got. Go for it. Jump. Go for it. Volunteer. What's that?
Can I share?
Yes, I'm hearing Carol. Let's do Carol and then Ray. All right, Carol, we're listening.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Do you have a favorite dessert? For some people, it's strawberry rhubarb pie. I don't particularly like it. It many people do, and it is healthy. So here's a recipe my friends like.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much.
That's nothing.
I'll-
All right, Ray, you wanted to read.
Yep.
I-
Hey, my grandma had a luxuriant garden and a large canning pantry. Every fall, we were summoned to help with the canning. I especially liked her combination of strawberries and rhubarb.
Yeah, nice, nice. Excellent. I saw
Janella
Janella
raised her
again. Yeah, Janella, go for it.
I needed something red. The other colors were dark, dull, drab. I wanted some life, pizzazz, texture. I wanted something red, the opposite of cry. I wanted strawberry rhubarb pie.
Woo! We got a little rhyme in there. Nice. Excellent.
I got one.
Okay.
Of course, I found it hard to write fast enough because I always feel these intros go on so long. But here we go. We all have trouble coming home at the end of the day or the end of the shift or the end of the workout and whipping up a dessert that will please the kids, the hubby, the roommates, or whoever is around your house, apartment, or vacation timeshare. A surefire treat, I think we all agree, is strawberry rhubarb pie. Here's a recipe so simple, you don't need strawberries. You don't need rhubarb.
That's the point when I'm looking at the thing. What do I need?
But I have all these strawberries and this rhubarb.
Why about this stuff?
I started one, but again, didn't finish because they're so long.
It's fine. It's the intro to the intro to the recipe. Yeah.
Who
Go for it,
doesn't
Tori.
who doesn't love the combination of sweet strawberries and tart rhubarb in a pastry shell? I'll tell you one person, me. It must have been someone's grandma trying to ruin a perfectly good strawberry pie. And that's as far as I got.
Nice, nice. I like you and Carol both have that. I don't like. Nice. Excellent.
I actually do like rhubarb.
There we go. There we go. Awesome.
Laura Valpy, I have an idea.
yeah.
That we just keep, anytime we run out of people who want to read, we just send another suggestion, no matter what time it is. What do you think?
Awesome. Also, that might backfire on this audience might be like, ha ha ha, I'm not hearing because let's give them more. No, that's totally fine. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to tell them they have 28 minutes left. And
Right.
I would like to get a type of food, since we're thinking that way, that
Yeah.
they would then be able to, it either comes into the play immediately or they have to use it. A character has to use it as a metaphor. So
Type of food. Yes. All right. Walnut shrimp, veggie burgers.
What?
Nice. Any food.
Any-
Eggplant.
a pack
Pack
of,
of Twinkies. Oh, sorry. You go, Laura. You read.
yeah, that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with pack of Twinkies.
Awesome.
I don't know why. I just am. All right.
Okay, great. So they either use pack of Twinkies immediately or they somehow use it as a metaphor. All right, I like it. I will say that if we don't, on the opposite end, if we don't have time to hear everybody sharing what they'd like to share, then, and this, we're probably supposed to say this at some point other, whatever it's planned out. But just so you know, after the show, we like to do a talk back and with the playwrights, just kind of a little chit chat, doesn't really usually go on too long. But if there's anything that you don't get to share during the jam that you would like to, hang on to it and we can do it then. Yeah.
Yowza. All right,
Yowza.
let's do another writing game.
Let's do it.
Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's all write something using a pack of Twinkies as a metaphor.
Yes.
Use pack of Twinkies as a metaphor. And if you haven't thought of what you're going to use a pack of Twinkies as a metaphor for, it's going to be a paragraph. And by paragraph, I mean 3 sentences or however many you manage to write down in a short amount of time. And I see people are writing, but if you haven't thought of what it should be a metaphor for, let's use it as a metaphor for the fear one feels when contemplating current events. Let's just give that 30 more seconds there, 30 more seconds. Ten more seconds. And now I'd love here's a funny thing. Stop it. Stop it. Here's a funny thing that just happened.
Yeah.
My spell check changed our suggestion to a pack of twinkles. Yeah, Jeff asked for a clarification, so he may use a pack of Twinkies, but who knows? We may be inventing what a pack of twinkles are.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm ready to hear our pack of Twinkies. Who wants to read? Yeah,
I
Delete.
see.
Hey guys, sorry I was in transit. I ditched work a little early to be here, but I'm glad this is being broadcast so my boss will know for sure. Okay, so the metaphor for a pack of Twinkies. His belly was soft and lovely as a Twinkie. His spirit was as sweet as the filling. Little did I know once unwrapped, he would spoil.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Snaps.
And thank you so much for the effort you put into being here. It's great to have you.
Nice
else
to be
wants-
here.
Who else wants to read theirs? Were you right?
Mine?
I saw Ray first, and then I heard someone who I think might be Carol. Is it Carol?
Yeah, but I can wait. That's okay.
Okay,
Somebody
Let's-
else is ahead of me.
let's hear Ray.
And you all can tell me when I'm through if I'm confusing metaphor with simile anyway. While studying for the exam, my mind went blank. I couldn't think, I couldn't remember, I couldn't visualize. I felt as though my brain was nothing but a pack of Twinkies.
Nice.
Excellent.
I was taught
not
in elementary school that similes are a type of metaphor. They're a subset of metaphor. So
Yeah.
that's how I go. And who was talking to me? Was it you, Carol, who wanted to
Yeah.
read?
Yeah, mine doesn't have metaphors though.
Let's hear it.
That's okay. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Pack of Twinkies, downfall for many people. Bloomberg would have demanded not only single pack Twinkies, like he demanded, but smaller package, smaller size Twinkies, just like we limited the size of sodas. Maybe if we had even more people with diabetes, they would mandate a smaller size Twinkie, like Bloomberg might have. But instead of saying with that, they should mandate masking. That's it.
Oh, excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
All
I
right.
like it.
Um,
How, anyone else?
I'll do it. Mine's quick.
oh yeah.
Okay, EJ.
Always as stoic as the golden Twinkie log, I find the very thought of today's world makes my squishy insides curdle. The end.
I love it. Really fun words there. I mean, if you can't get curdle into,
Yeah.
something, there you go. Awesome. All right. Well, anyone else? Or do we send these? Oh, Janella. Okay, great. Go for it, please.
The Twinkies were on the counter, only 2, not enough for all. My greed, the need to relax, to forget the world, but the guilt of greed, taking too much. But I want the Twinkie, the guilt of getting what I want, the guilt for all those who have no Twinkies. Wah.
Excellent. That made me think of the two emotions that Jeff was asking for earlier. And you've got the guilt and the greed in there. I like that, conflicting emotions. Excellent. Excellent. All right. What do you say? Do we throw something else at him, Laura Livingston?
Yeah, why don't we give, do you have something in mind? Or
Well, you know what? Based on the next exercise I want to do, this is just going to tip you off as to the next exercise we're going to do. I think that we should inspire our playwrights for one of their characters to have a monologue of some kind, put a monologue in there. So what could we tell them that, somebody has a monologue to what? To convince, to
Confess.
tell an old story. Say it again?
Confess something.
To confess. Yes. Okay. A character. We're just going to go with that. A character does a monologue to confess. There we go. Nice. All right. Great. Laura's writing that. So let's jump in and yeah, we've been doing some writing exercises that are not necessarily theatrical in nature. So let's do monologue. So from the point of view of a character, so it can be yourself or someone like yourself, but absolutely feel free to put this in the voice of a totally different character. Your character is monologuing, let's say, to convince someone of something, like to agree with a point of view or to do something. All right. Does anyone need anything more specific? Should we give more specific than that?
I'd say if you haven't, let's give it, if they haven't thought of something now, give them something.
Exactly. I like it. We're going to go with Ray Valpy's. If you don't do it my way, there will be hell to pay. So if you don't have your own, take Ray's as your inspiration. If you don't do it my way, there will be hell to pay. Go for it. You'll have 3 minutes. Maybe that's long. One more minute. Thirty seconds. All right, finish up. I'm looking forward to it. And if you, when you share, if your character was, you know, if there's ideas about who your character is that you want to share with us, you know, before reading, let us know. Like what you're imagining. All right, who's up?
I'll read.
Tori, thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm imagining that this is a couple that's been together for a very long time. That's what I imagine. Okay. We agreed and you're complicating everything. Unwrap the wrapper. Wait, give me one. Do not bite. A little bit of me dies when I see you eat the Twinkie that way. Break off the end, suck out the cream, then and only then can you eat the spongy shell. Do not make me come over there.
Nice.
I like the
Excellent. Thank you, Tori.
reincorporation.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
stayed with the Twinkie.
Yeah. I'm seeing. Okay.
You read
Yes.
that again?
Oh, you're
Could
being
you read
requested
that
to read
again?
it.
I
Read it
didn't
again,
hear
Tori?
all of words. Could you read, could Tori read that again?
Read it again?
No?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Encore.
Okay. We agreed and you're complicating everything. Unwrap the wrapper. Wait, give me one. Do not bite. A little bit of me dies when I see you eat the Twinkie that way. Break off the end, suck out the cream, then and only then can you eat the spongy shell. Do not make me come over there.
Nice reading.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tori. All right, Delicia. Am I saying that right?
Delisha.
Delisha,
Yeah.
would you like to share?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
So I kind of thought of a kind of a major domo type that runs a big mansion household type of place. Not that I've ever been there, but the corners are always to be tucked with a 3/4 inch fold under the top sheet on the warmest blanket. The pillows must be at a 45-degree angle to the headboard. And if you don't do it this way, there will be hell to pay, and you will be back in the gutter where I found you.
Ooh,
There we go.
nice.
I have to say, these are very good readings. I'm enjoying the acting here.
Absolutely. All right, who's up? Who else would like to share?
Yes, EJ.
Okay. I think this character speaks for herself. Of course we need a 2-bedroom, Matthew. You know it makes sense. 1 bedroom for us and 1 for... Matthew, I'm rubbing my belly. Look. Oh, you know what I'm trying to say. Oh, it's going to be perfect. And if we have that bedroom, well, we might as well start trying for one now. Oh, you know what I'm trying to say. Trying. Oh, you know what I mean. Imagine 2 bedrooms to try in, Matthew. And if we had a baby, well, we'd probably want to add a bathroom to that other bedroom. Ensuite. Matthew, you're not listening.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you, EJ.
I think I know what you were talking about. I think.
The assignment.
All right. I have an idea. Let's do this. Let's send them a line of dialogue. And then every so often, if there's a little pause here in our proceedings, we'll have them repeat that line of dialogue. How's that? Okay. Now, the first question is, what is that line of dialogue?
All right.
I want you to audition for the show. I
All
don't know.
right. Yeah.
Gosh,
Go ahead,
feel free to-
folks. Type it in the
Yeah.
chat here. I want you to audition for the show is one suggestion. Wow, I hear typing. Oh, there they are. Can anyone hear laughter? Nice. You're not listening. Cool. I'm going to go with that one. That looks like the last one. So I'm going with, jelly beans are stuck in my belly. But I already said I'm going with you're not listening. So that's what I'm going to do.
Excellent. Okay, great. So if we have a lull, then we'll just say
Yeah, we'll have them do it again.
they have to say that line of dialogue again. Okay, fabulous.
So what's the line? The line you've chosen is you are not
Is-
listening to me?
You're
Yeah,
not.
you're not. Yeah,
Okay.
you are not listening. So when the playwrights come back and we do the readings of their plays, we'll make sure to listen for that line of dialogue and see how they incorporate it in. That'll be fun.
All right. Did we get all the monologue readings that people wanted to do, or did anyone else want to do that?
I had one on the last topic. If you don't do it my way, there'll be hell to pay. Should I read that?
Go for it,
Is that-
Carol. Yeah, we'll do
Oh,
Carol and then
okay.
Janella. Yeah.
If you don't do it my way, there'll be hell to pay. That's how things will sway. So what can you say? Then that's the ruler of Nigeria. That's what he wants. But if you start something of your own with a few other people and have a particular mission, do you want other people coming in and destroying that mission? That's all.
Excellent. Okay, excellent.
That
All
came
right,
out a bit for me, but I think it rhymed for a lot of it. Did I hear that right? A lot of rhyming? Or was that just my wacky computer here?
I sometimes need the limitations of a rhyme. I write ditties and songs, and I need the limitations of the rhyme to keep me from going way off in a tangent. But I appreciate your encouragement and your interest, really.
Janella, let's hear it.
I want you to audition for the show. I don't care if you're scared and insecure. All the more reason to proceed. Rise above it. I don't care if your hair fell out. I don't care if you weigh 74 pounds and are 86 years old and have a lisp. Get up there and do your song. I don't care if you can't sing. If you don't, I'll take away your Model T. I don't know. That just came out.
Nice. Nice.
excellent. There's a whole play there.
Cool. We are careening into the last 6 minutes of the jam, and I have one tiny short exercise I'd like to do. Laura Valpy, would you text the playwrights and tell them to repeat that line of dialogue while I set
Yep.
up a little teeny tiny little scene here? We have this
Yep.
thing we do in our onstage improvs where we are constricted in the number of words that we can use per sentence. Like one character has to speak sentences that have 3 words, and then another character has to speak in sentences that use a different number of words. So what I would like is for you to write a 2-character scene, which may be incredibly brief. And I have a little die here. I'm going to roll it. And the number that came up was 4. So one of the characters speaks in 4-word sentences, and the other one got a 4 as well. Don't do that. The next one came up 2. So one character speaks in 4-word sentences. The other one speaks in 2-word sentences. Go. And now one of your characters, either one, switches to 1-word sentences. All right. We have 3 minutes and 43 seconds left. Laura Valpy, should we have them repeat the line of dialogue?
Let's
And-
give them one new thing, one very, very last new thing.
All right.
Yeah, it could be a lighting effect or
How about something happens to a costume? What could that be?
ooh, yeah. Write it in the chat. Something happens to a costume,
Cost, ACCOST.
Costume.
one of the costumes, like the playwrights are writing one of the costumes in the play that our playwrights are writing. What we're going to give a suggestion to
Costume.
our playwrights.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. A malfunction, boob gate, spontaneous combustion. Yes. Any others? Let's see. We got 3 minutes. Costume drops off a body. A stuck zipper. I'm gonna go stuck zipper.
Okay, I'm typing that in there.
Yep. All right. Who would like to read the scene that they just wrote with a limited number of word sentences?
That's a good exercise. I like that 4 and 2 and then 1.
Yeah, it's great. And you can just roll a dice and
Never
choose
done that. Yeah.
different numbers. Yeah. All right. Who's up for reading? We only have a couple minutes before the playwrights come back.
Anyone want to go? Go ahead before me.
I'll read.
Tori, go for it.
Okay. What are you wearing? Your pants? I wear the pants. Not today. Every day since we met. Until today. What does that mean? Pants. I don't follow you. Mine. The end.
Nice. Yes. Excellent. Very good. We got a conflict there. Yes. Good. All right. Who's up? All right. Delisha.
I have one if you want to hear it.
Okay, great. We'll do Delisha and then Carol and then Janella.
Okay, fine. If you don't have time, that's okay.
Okay, I think we'll get it. We'll get it. Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
Delisha, go right ahead.
I'll read fast.
Delisa.
I'd like to kiss. Me too. Will you hold me? Sure thing. I wish I could eat more. No, that's not it. No. Wish I could die. Die in your arms, though.
Oh,
Nice.
Could you
All
read
right.
it again?
Oh, you're having, you're
It's short.
requested to read it again, Delisha. It is short, yeah.
Okay, sure. I'd like to kiss. Me too. Would you hold me? Sure thing. I wish I could eat more. No, that's not it. No? Wish I could die. Die in your arms, though.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Sure.
Carol, would you like to read yours? Oh, what?
Me?
Yep, go for it, Carol.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Am I tired? How come? I listen to you. My voice? No, it was not. What then? It was your words. Damn. That's as
Ooh,
Excellent. Yes, very good.
them's fighting words.
Yeah.
Janella, go ahead. And I'm gonna, we've run out of time, but we do have time to hear Janella's scene. I'm just gonna tell the playwrights to come back.
Okay, great. Yeah, it'll take him a moment to come back anyway. So Janella, go for it.
Okay. Hello, dear. Stop speaking to me. I'm sorry. You slept with Larry. He's dull. He's brilliant and employed. That's why. What? He's brilliant. So, nice change. What? From you.
Oh. Nice, nice. All right. Any very last ones before our playwrights pop their screens back on? Oh, we see Lisa joining us. EJ, yeah, your very last one.
All right.
This will be the last. Go for it.
I'm not going to tell Mum. That's not what thank God. This is illegal, Paul. Yeah, but don't interrupt. Listen, didn't, inhale. Oh, God.
All right, everybody. As you can see, our playwrights are coming back. And so that wraps up our jam. Thank you guys so much for a fun jam. It always astounds me how fast 45 minutes goes by. So audience, for right now, go ahead and turn your video and microphone back off. And our playwrights.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. But don't go anywhere. Just turn those off. Don't go anywhere quite yet. And let's see. Do we have all of our playwrights back? I see Lisa, Jeff, Ken, and Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, for right now, Carol, go ahead and mute yourself again. And Laura will explain why.
We are going to give the playwrights just we're going to take a 10-minute intermission so the playwrights can cast their plays and email them to us. So we will be coming back here at 35 minutes past, 35 minutes past whatever hour you're currently in, wherever you are. If you'd like to make, during this 10-minute intermission, a donation to one of our companies, that's very much appreciated. I've put the websites of both of our companies in the chat, and also the link to our Facebook page if you want to stay in touch that way with us. So what we're going to do now is reconvene in 10 minutes, which will be 35 minutes past the hour. Everyone, you're free to go off. We'll yell loud when we're coming back, but in the meantime, enjoy some refreshments. They're on the house.
On the house. Excellent.
Your
Thank
house.
you.
All right. All right. Man, we got some real relationship scenes going in that last exercise there. That was fun.
Yeah.
Sounded interesting. I'm curious.
It was I did a roll of the dice, Ken. They had one was speaking in 4-word sentences and the other character was speaking in 2-word sentences. And then one of the characters shifted to 1-word sentences. They got to choose whichever one they wanted to do that.
That sounds awesome.
Lisa, you wrote a play, I hear.
I did. A sad play. Michael, would you please be Pa? And Laura Valpy, would you be Ma? All right.
All right. And Jeff, who do you need? Oh, you're muted.
Jeff, you're on mute.
I hear you. I hear you. Sorry. Yes. Yes. I need 3 characters. 2. Let's see. Let's have. Hold on. Now I gotta get my right thing. There it is. So let's have. I guess. Valpy, could you play Abby? And Lisa, could you play Maeve? And then Michael, could you play the waiter? It's a 3-character play.
Jeff, you were on mute before, just so you know.
Thank you so much. Would you like to know what's actually my unspoken dialogue is, as you're saying that? Because I could write that in.
No. We're good. We're totally good.
All right.
All right. I think Michael Towers is next.
Yes, I am. Ken, would you read the son, please? And Jeff, would you read father?
And Ken Adams, the only person whose last name doesn't start with a T.
All right. There are only 2 characters in my play. Jeff, will you please read Jake? And Livingston, will you please read Jane? And just a quick tip, there's no subtext. They're just as nice and wholesome as they seem.
All right, excellent. So playwrights, of course, email those plays out. It looks like we have 7 minutes,
Looks like
probably
7.
6.5 by now,
Uh-huh.
until intermission is over. And then we'll be back.
So I am only in Michael's play. That's what I heard, correct?
That's what I have.
All right.
Okay, and I'm in Michael's and Ken's, correct? Is that right? Okay, thank you.
All right, great. Be back in just a couple minutes.
At the moment, I just have Ken's and Michael's.
I also only see Michael's.
I see Jeff and Lisa working hard, though. Maybe they're emailing now.
Mine just went out.
Okay.
Mine as well. I just sent it. I had to turn it to a PDF, so hopefully you got it now.
No, there it is.
Lisa, there's this heavenly light streaming in that window behind you.
Oh, well, that is so effing appropriate.
Heavenly.
Yeah. That is, you will find out why in a moment. Oh, I love your title, Jeff.
Sure, I'm seeing Lisa's yet. I've got Jeff's.
I just got Lisa's, so it may be on its way soon.
Little delay. Okay.
Let me know if you don't have it. I'm going to be back in 1 sec.
Sure. Yep, got it.
Is A Lesson from My Father, is that yours, Michael?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, my name's not
Okay.
on it.
No, it's just with the group email, sometimes I get confused as to who's which. That's great. Thank you.
We have 2 minutes, folks.
Yeah.
All right, I have 35 after the hour.
As do I.
So, okay, excellent, excellent.
Back. All right. I promised the audiences we'd yell.
Okay, good. Hey, audience, come back. Come back. Is that kind of yelling? I'm like, don't want to, wake the people. But grab your refreshments, come back, join us in the theater. While you're gathering, we would like to invite you to join, if you haven't already, our Facebook page right away afterwards, which Laura Livingston put in the chat. I think we mentioned it before. And it is for people who have been part of a Right Away performance and would like to continue the conversation about the show or writing in general.
All right. Audience members, we ask that you keep your camera off during the readings of the plays. And again, you have some choice about how you're going to see this. If you'd rather not see the names of all of us who will have our cameras off during the readings, go down to the lower left, click on that caret right next to the video icon, and go to video options and click on hide non-video participants, and that will get those annoying names out of your way. And once again, that does not affect how the rest of us are seeing what is being read. We also think it's really fun at the end of each reading to pop your camera back on and give them a thumbs up or some sort of reaction, because we all love audience reactions. All right.
Absolutely. And before we start these readings, let's review the suggestions that we sent during the writing process that all of the playwrights were encouraged to incorporate into their play. So here's what we sent. First, there was a fire hydrant on stage. Then we said a pack of twinkled is used literally or as a metaphor. But then we clarified that we meant Twinkies. So I can't wait to see how that was used.
I had a lot of trouble getting my spell correct to send the word Twinkies.
Yes. All right, next up, a character has a monologue that is a confession. Then a line of dialogue, "You're not listening." We also had that line of dialogue repeated. And then finally, a zipper gets stuck. All right, well.
I can't wait to hear how this turned out.
I know, without further ado, I think we should jump into the world premieres. Let's do it.
Lisa Thompson, I believe you are the first one up. Could you, in your intro, remind us of what you got from the audience to start you off?
Absolutely, yes. The suggestion that I got is The Loneliest Road. It's a film title. And that's also, by coincidence, the name of my play. I think there's one stage direction at the end that I'll read, and the rest is up to you, actors.
All right. Remember, Paul?
Remember what, Ma?
That time, that day, that heartbeat, when we were most in love?
That would be today, my little chickadee.
Aw, sweetie. I'm serious. Close your eyes, George, and see it again. Out in the eastern Sierras, we walked up over that rise, and the golden light rose up and made every little thing aglow. And you reached out for my hand without even thinking, without hesitating. It was like your heart was connected to your hand, nothing in between. Just pure intention reached out and took my hand, and a current passed into me, and we both felt it. We both dropped to our knees like we were smoked down by a god. But it was something less singular than God. It was that all-encompassing light in the world, the way it came down on a slant and illuminated every rock, sparkled every grain of sand, and especially the way it hit a certain flower. Was it a prickly pear? And standing in that light felt like a sacrilege, so that we came to our knees without a word. Remember?
Why are you bringing this up now, Ma?
Just answer the damn question.
Of course I remember, Aggie.
Do you mind if I sit a spell on this fire hydrant? It's mighty hot.
You okay, Ma? You look flush.
It's just the heat. So ironic to be overheating while sitting on this hydrant. All this water under pressure, but out of reach. Do you ever see kids playing in a fire hydrant?
Just on the television.
Same. Something I wish I would have seen. Just once. The joy of that release.
Yeah, it spooks me when you talk in the past subjunctive like that, Ma. Would have seen? Instead of that's something I'd like to see.
See that?
See what?
A whole packet of twinkling in front of my closed eyes.
Must be the heat.
No, you know what it is? It's a relic from that moment we was talking about. It's the light from that day. It's coming hard for me. I'm almost there. I can almost see everything.
You're really giving me the skeeters. What's going on with you?
I'm fine. Let's keep walking.
Sure.
I'd really like to eat an orange. Oh, remember, George, we sat and ate an orange that day? Still on our knees. You peeled it all in one go like you do, and you opened that orange like a flower and offered it to me on your open palm. We ate those orange sections, and each one exploded like the very sun in my mouth. I knew, my knees in the sand, the sky glowing, the orange kissing me from inside, that you were my one true love, that we were, and here we are. We've spent our lives together.
And more to come.
Not too much more, Pa.
What are you telling me?
Every day we've had together has been golden.
No.
It's okay, Pa. We've had so much time, so much good time.
How much time do you have? What is it? Is it cancer? What stage? We'll get you the best doctors.
You're not listening, George. We don't get to say how much. We just get to say how.
But I want more. It's not enough.
Nothing's ever enough, except if you can go back with me to that moment, stand with me in that glow, in the promise of that orange. We had the life that was promised us in that illumination. We had more.
Now you're not listening. I don't want to go down this lonely road without you.
Give me your hand, dear. Let's walk to the ocean. The sun's about to set. I brought an orange.
Pa zips up Ma's jacket, but the zipper sticks, then breaks free. The end.
Wow.
You guys were awesome.
Very nice. Yes.
I thought for sure that zipper getting stuck was going to torpedo all these plays, but that was beautiful, that moment there. Liked that a lot.
It was
Thank you.
close. That was a close call. It almost did.
All right. Michael Burns. Not Michael Burns. I went to a different theater company there. Michael Towers.
I think we have Jeff next. But
Oh, you're right.
I mean,
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Jeff, set us up. Remind us of what you got.
Okay, I thought you were confusing me with Michael Burns there for a second. I was like, I was taken aback. Yes, so the suggestions that I got were the two emotions which will play a part in this play, which were jealousy and regret. And the title of the play, based on some of these really cool suggestions that we got. So the title of my play is Who's the Twinkie? And it starts, I'll obviously, there are some stage directions which I will read, but I will mute my video, and it starts out in an outdoor restaurant. So here we go. Okay. An upscale outdoor restaurant, two women, Abby and Maeve, sit talking at a table.
Even want that part. Weren't even going to audition for it.
I know. Isn't it something? I barely even tried. And yet here I am, 6-week commitment, and the show looks amazing.
Uh-huh. That's what my agent said.
I guess you never know. Sometimes things just work out.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing they say about auditioning, isn't it?
That it's unfair?
No, that you sometimes get the job when you don't care so much. And voila.
Yeah. Voila.
Hey, look at that.
Lights now rise a bit to show that there is a fire hydrant on stage.
The hydrant? Yeah, it's the city. So what?
It just looks like it's leaking. That's all. Maybe we should call the waiter. Excuse me, sir? Excuse me.
A waiter arrives at their table.
Yes. Do you want me to get your server? I believe Maurice was your.
Sorry, no, I just wanted to tell you that the hydrant right here appears to be dripping.
Oh, heavens. Should I call the authorities?
He starts to walk away.
You don't have to get snooty.
Well, I'm sorry if I appeared snooty. Forgive me. It's been a long day. I'll tell the management about your hydrant concern.
Again, he
Thank
begins to
you.
walk away.
Thank you. You'd think the service here would be more customer friendly.
You want to know why we're not customer friendly? That we are customer hostile? I'll tell you. We're working out in this heat every day, dealing with the sun and the annoyed customers and the low wages and long hours. Oh, I envy you being served. Do you know the last time I had a chance to actually sit down and be waited on?
When?
What are you doing? Don't encourage him.
Oh, I'll tell you. This.
He pulls out a half-eaten Twinkie from his pocket. It looks mangled.
I had this for lunch, at least some of it, and now I see this is me, trying to feed, to sustain someone, yet empty, crushed, full of cream, now so warm it might be dangerous to actually consume.
He throws the Twinkie on the ground and starts to crush it with his foot.
No, don't do it. You're better than that Twinkie.
Am I?
Listen, there's still hope. Why, just today, I got a great acting job when I didn't expect it. 6 weeks, terrific cast, maybe a chance of transferring to Broadway down the road.
Oh, shut up, Maeve.
Maeve and the waiter look at her stunned.
I've had it with you bragging about this gig.
I'm not bragging. I was just looking to share joy with a friend.
I am not your friend. I never have been. You know why I first started hanging out with you? Because I wanted to see how you somehow lived such a charmed life. How you got boyfriends and acting jobs and trips to Scotland for the Fringe Festival and new cars. She even won the lottery last year.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, always good for her. Never good for me. It's unfair. Totally unfair. So I actually talked to you to talk to you out of that audition. Do you remember? The reason you weren't going to go was because I subtly and carefully reminded you that maybe you needed to take a break and maybe you could miss this one. And maybe my hope was that I would get it. I auditioned too.
You did?
Yes, I had a fantastic read. I was really on, felt wonderful. They said the role was practically mine. But then who do I see on the street as I'm leaving the audition? You. You auditioned after all, and I lost out again. So who's the Twinkie here?
Wait, I'm lost.
You're not listening. It's me. I'm the hostess Twinkie here.
Oh, I'm not sure why you have to mention the company that makes it, but
You're not listening. You're not really hearing me, either of you. I'm the fake one. I'm the one who is worthless, the one who is nothing but sugar, the one that adds nothing to our existence. I'm just a jealous, talentless Twinkie. I should have told you. I'm not your friend, Maeve. You deserve better, and I'm leaving. Here, this is for the check.
Abby reaches for her wallet, but the zipper on her jacket gets stuck.
Damn, what else could go wrong?
Suddenly, the fire hydrant bursts. Water flies up into the air, but somehow seems to land only on Abby.
Are you okay? Get a towel.
The waiter runs off.
No, No, it's all right. It's cleansing me of jealousy, of hate, of emotion. Let it rain.
And it does. On Abby as lights fade. Thank you. Very nice. The
That was
three
fun.
of you. Very nice.
Really
evening.
fun.
Thank you.
Poor Abby.
Would you call that a tragedy?
I think so. I think it is a tragedy. Sponsored by
Yes.
Hostess.
Lovely.
Exactly.
I love it when Zoom gets concerned that I don't have my microphone on because it thinks my laughter should be heard.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
This
Pardon
time,
me, is the break over?
yes, yes, we're hearing the plays that people wrote during the jam. And now it is Michael Towers' turn. And I think I really mean that this time.
Well, I successfully put my microphone on, Laura Livingston, but I not put my video on for that wonderful play where I was the waiter? Was it? Oh,
I
You did-
appreciated this voice. I imagined this like over looming, thing. So
I was working so hard with my physical characteristics too. I'm devastated.
All the props you used,
Apologize.
everything. I know it was brilliant. Zoom in their wisdom didn't let me turn your camera back on, which imagine what a horrible life we would be living if people could turn our cameras back on for us.
true.
Now I'm turning mine off. And all of us who aren't in the play, be sure and mute yourselves, and we'll listen to what Michael Towers, and do remind us of the suggestion you got.
Will do. Well, I had my selection of country music songs, and I chose "Beer for My Horses." Of course, I went to the song and listened and read those lyrics, and I found some inspiration. So I have a two-person play. This is a father and a son standing outside, likely on the front of the grass or sidewalk. The play's title, "A Lesson from My Father."
You wanted to see me,
Who told you that?
Mom?
Come on.
The father walks towards the fire hydrant before stopping.
Am I in trouble?
Do you think you're in trouble?
I'm Catholic. I always think I'm in trouble.
Touche.
Is that a yes?
Clear your conscience.
So,
You're not in trouble, no.
thank God.
You're getting off easy tonight. You anxious about tomorrow?
A little.
It's understandable.
Yeah?
Absolutely. New school, high school at that. New teachers, new demands. Good thing is these kids are all coming from two different schools. All the kids who went to Blanchard will think you went to Stony Brook, and all the kids who went to Stony will think you went to Blanchard. Simple as that. Nobody needs to know any different.
I'm pretty sure somebody will figure it out.
Well, even if they do, you got nothing to apologize for. You just go on and be you. The people you'll end up spending your time with ought to be just fine with that.
And if they're not,
Then they won't be people you're spending time with.
that a good thing?
Time will tell. This ought to be right where the bus will pick you up,
Right here?
I imagine.
So, if I'm not standing right here by this fire hydrant, the bus will just drive on by?
Then I'll just have to drive you myself.
Or,
Or nothing. You'll be fine. You'll be better than fine. You'll be great. And remember, it's every one of those kids' first days too.
not the older kids.
Not the older kids, no. Chances are you won't have to worry too much about them.
Why not?
Because everybody will be focused on their own thing. And everybody has things to worry about. You'll just blend in.
You mean nobody will see me?
No,
Because I'm small?
No,
Maybe I should play football?
maybe you could. You go on and see how the first day goes.
What if I'm too late?
Now, don't be worried about that. If it's something you want to do, we'll find the right people and we'll get you in.
Okay.
You bringing your lunch or buying one?
Mom packed one for me already. Figured I'd get there and see what they have. And
I like your logic.
she said she couldn't find Twinkies at the supermarket. You think maybe they don't have Twinkies in New England?
I think they got Twinkies on Mars.
Really?
I think it's the least of your concerns. Your mother will find you some Twinkies.
I really like them frozen.
First things first.
First, find the Twinkies.
Correct. Listen, I've got a confession to make.
Of course you do. You're Catholic too.
Yeah, but I mean a real confession to you, father to son. I hated school. I hated waking up in the morning. I hated taking the train, the bus, teachers, kids, proms, parties, all of it. Sometimes I'd lie and wouldn't go. I had all this anger. You know, your pop, my dad, wasn't always as easy as he is now. A lot of pressure just being his son. A lot of pressure, whether he meant it or not. It's important to me that you know I'm proud of you no matter what. I don't care what your grades are. I don't care if you played football or not. If you want to, then you should. I do care that you work hard. I do care that you treat other people with respect. I do care that you find things that you're passionate about, whether it's playing trumpet or playing chess. But don't ever do anything because you think that your mother or me wants you to do it for her.
I want you to be proud.
No, you're not listening. We are proud and will never not be proud.
But what if I fail?
You're not listening. Sometimes failure's the only way you learn, but it wouldn't matter if you did. You be you. And the world will come.
Father takes out a flask and offers it to his son.
Here, take a swig.
What is it?
Go on.
Will I like it?
Just go on.
Son takes a swig and immediately reacts by trying to unzip his sweatshirt. The zipper gets stuck.
It burns. Oh, it burns. It burns. What is that?
Whiskey.
Oh, it's awful.
Agreed. Now you know. Don't need to try that again.
You think they'll be serving that in the cafeteria?
You never know. We'll just stick with the Twinkies.
End of play. Great read, great read.
Oh, that was touching. So sweet, so sweet.
And you were channeling Jack Nicholson there. Your voice was very good.
That was awesome, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah, really nice.
Terrific.
Great.
Really nice.
I'm really liking how you're not listening is playing out.
Mm-hmm.
I always like it when it's really clear that one of our suggestions was there, but the character like has to lean in on what they were saying. It's really it's fun how these random things are having such a nice effect on the plays. All right, we're about to do our last reading, and I just want to say to anyone who any audience member that after the last play, we hang out for a little bit, for about 5 minutes. If there's something you wanted to say or question you wanted to ask, please join us for a brief talk back after the final reading here. And the final reading is a play by Ken Adams.
All right. This is a 2-character play. My friend Gabrielle, may I ask you to turn your camera off? Thank you very, very much. And my suggestions were 3 locations: a line waiting to get into the restroom, a country bar, and a garden. So I'll read the few stage directions and the scene changes. Other than that, you two are both on screen the whole time and you needn't go off and come back. So I will turn my video off. Give me one moment, please. All right, here we go. Act 1, the line for the bathroom.
17 minutes.
It's a shame.
I mean, I understand that people need to use the bathroom.
Sure they do. Sure they do.
I'm just saying that 17 minutes is a long time to wait.
I know it is.
Time was the line would move quicker, but, well,
Go on. You can say it.
time was the line used to move quicker, but that was when the bar had different bathrooms for different genders.
I know it.
I mean, the line for the men's room would just go by super quick.
It would. It would. But the line for the ladies' room would.
I know. It would snake out on this hallway and go all the way out into the pub over there.
17 minutes was just getting started.
I know.
So now there are 2 all-gender bathrooms. It's a little bit more fair to everyone. That's how I see it. Anyway.
I see it too. I see it too.
Do you though?
Yes, I do. I filled out the customer survey when old Hank was deciding whether or not to go this way, and I said, sure, all gender bathrooms. Let's get this place up into modern day. That's what I said.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Sure thing. You're mighty welcome. Mighty welcome.
I just don't think it's every fella here that filled that survey out that way.
No, imagine not. I mean, people don't tend to fill out surveys very much at all, bathroom related or otherwise, from my observations.
True enough. True enough. I know that I went online just the other day and I bought a new garden hose because the older one had become so worn at the end that the water wasn't going straight from it to the spigot in the house, but it was squirting all over and nothing was coming out the other end. And I wasn't able to water my lilacs and they were getting awfully droopy with all that heat we've been having.
Yeah, well, that's that climate change we've gone and brought around. That's what that is.
Yes, it is. That's right. And I'm glad to know you believe in human-made climate change because not every fella in this bar would believe in that.
I suppose you're right about that. But I choose to follow the science. I mean, there's no reason you can't be kind of a cowboy and still follow the science.
That's true. Anyway, I bought that new garden hose online and not 15 seconds after I ordered it, I got an email asking me to fill out a survey about my shopping experience. Well, it was just fine, but I didn't feel like filling out the survey, so I just ignored the email.
Right. You know, I think I'm just going to go over there and pee on the fire hydrant.
You're not.
Well, we've been waiting on this line for 26 minutes now.
But that's Hank's favorite decoration in this old bar. He'd bust a gasket if you went over there and peed on it.
Well, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I think this might be a nice way of letting Hank know that he has to get a few more bathrooms in here if he's gonna be selling this cheap beer that goes right through a person.
Go on. I want to see it.
All right.
Jake goes over to the fire hydrant, turns discreetly, and pees on it.
Oh, my stars. You did it.
Yep, I sure did.
You are something else.
My name is Jake, by the way.
Hi, Jake. Nice to meet you. I'm Jay.
I'd shake your hand, but, well, you know.
I completely understand.
Thank you.
Say, Jake, would you like to meet out in the bar after I get out of the bathroom?
You mean like a date?
Well, yes, I suppose that's what I mean.
Sure. I think I'd like that very much.
Blackout. Act 2, at the bar, the country bar.
So I finally said, Bart, you are a pig and a louse, and I don't want to be married to you anymore. And then I walked out of the house and I never looked back. I never even went back to get my clothes or my things. I just walked out and went to my sister's house, and I stayed there for a few months buying new clothes and things. And that was how I left my husband. That was 11 years ago. And I don't even think that much about it anymore, but that's how it happened.
I never had the pleasure of being married myself.
It's a struggle. It's a real struggle. Two people with completely different backgrounds and personalities and likes and dislikes and wants and diswants. Two completely different people deciding to live together and act like one unit for the rest of their lives. It's like, well, it's kind of like this pack of Twinkies here. You see how these two Twinkies are wrapped up together in this single cellophane package? Well, that's what people think marriage is going to be like. They think they're going to be just as golden brown and moist and filled with exactly the same kind of artificial cream as the one they married to and shrink wrapped together with. But it's just not the way it ever really is. This idea of marriage being like two Twinkies is the great American deception. That's what they want you to believe, so that everyone will run and get married just as soon as they're old enough and start plugging their money into the great American dream machine. Buy a house, buy a car, have kids, buy them all the kinds of toys and expensive whatnots. And as a kid, what do? You buy into it. You buy into it, and you meet a fella named Bart, and maybe he has a tattoo or two, so you run off and marry him. Sure enough, but he's not golden brown the way you are, and he sure doesn't have the same kind of artificial cream filling as you. And before you know it, you might as well be a Twinkie, and he might as well be a ho-ho for all you're getting on together.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. All the same, though, I think I'd like to give it a try.
You're something else, Jake. I mean, you're not who I took you to be at all.
I'm not.
No, I mean, I have seen you at this bar before. In fact, I have seen you here many times before. Now just look at this place. It's like some kind of country bar from the 1970s or something. A mechanical bucking bull, an old dartboard that's so faded you can't even see the numbers anymore, and no darts to throw at it. Big old bales of hay to sit on, cheap watered down beer. And here you are 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 nights a week. Well, I figured that a man who hangs out in a place like this 5, 6 nights a week probably isn't working too hard to find somebody who wants to marry him.
No, I suppose you're right. I guess I'm not really much more than a cheap, watered down beer myself.
Well, now don't be getting all down on yourself, Jake.
No.
No, you got some good things going for you. I mean, you're handsome, that's for sure. And you got some real nice eyes. They're all kind of blue and green and sparkly. And well, I wonder if I might confess something to you, Jake. In fact, I'm not going to wait for your permission. I'm just going to confess that the only reason I know you spend so much time here is because I'm here just as much. And the only reason that I'm here just as much is that, well, I become fond of looking at you. I know this sounds kind of hokey in a crazy modern world that's going to hell with climate change and all, but I think I might have fallen in love with you. Is that insane? I of course it is. But that's what I got into the line. That's why I got into the line for the bathroom earlier. I didn't even have to go to the bathroom, Jake. It's just that I've been wanting to speak to you for a while now, and I've been so afraid. I figured that if I got online behind you in the line, feeling like I was for the bathroom, we might get the chance to strike up a conversation, and I could find out if these silly feeling I was having were real or not. And well, you just went over there and peed on that hydrant, and I knew for sure. I guess I've been looking for a man like you, Jake. And hey, if our crazy world can at least be nice enough so we can have all gender bathrooms in an old country bar, well, then why can't love at first sight still have a chance? Well, anyway, that's the truth of it all.
Well, I'm mighty touched. That I am, Jane. That I am.
So what do you say? In for a penny, in for a pound, Jake?
Yes.
Will you marry me?
Blackout. Scene 3, the garden.
You did just a fine job with those rhododendron, darling.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you very much.
I can't believe that we've only had this house for just under a year and you've managed to turn this garden into a little bit of Eden the way you have.
Well, I've always had a green thumb. That much is true.
I hardly even miss the old country bar. Just think, all those nights wasting my time in that tired old bar when there are places like this in the world.
Well, it wasn't just sitting here, Jake. We had to make this place and grow it together.
That's true. That's true enough, Jane.
You know something, Jake? I was thinking that now that we have the house fixed up real nice and we have the garden growing, and maybe you and I might think about having a baby or two.
A baby? Now you're not listening. You're not listening to me, and you haven't been listening since the day we got married.
Jake, what is it, Jake?
Well, you know that I don't want to have a baby.
But I thought...
I want to have a whole gaggle of babies.
Oh, Jake, you had me going there.
I just think of it like this, Jane. Let's say that old climate change is wearing this planet down to a nub, and it's going to be hospitable for the human animal after not so long a stretch of time from now. Now, let's just say that. Let's just say that we got, what, maybe 200 years or 250 more years of this planet being a welcoming sort of home for us human beings. Well, what are we going to sit around and waste them 200 years for? Let's make the most of them. Let's grow our garden while we still got enough fertilizer to spread on the ground.
Jake.
What?
You're not listening.
What's that now?
You're not listening.
Yes, I am. I'm hearing every word.
But I don't mean to me. I mean, you're not listening to the beautiful birds that are singing in the trees and to the nice sound of the water as it's splashing our little fountain over there and to the nice quiet sound that hovers over our garden just at this time of day.
Well, that's true. Let's just sit a spell and I'll give a listen.
There. Don't that sound nice?
Sure does. Sure does.
Oh, darn it.
What?
Well, I was just going to take my pants off, but my darn zipper got stuck.
Well, why don't we just sit and listen a bit, spell more then, and then we'll get started on those kids tomorrow.
That's a fine idea, Jake. That's a real fine idea.
I love you, Jane. I love you very much.
And I love you, Jake. I love you more than just about anything in the world.
Hey.
Yeah?
Pass me one of them Twinkies, will you?
Blackout. End of play.
Lovely play. What a lovely piece.
Wow.
Very lovely.
Thank you.
My scroll got stuck there for a bit. Thanks for hanging with me, Jeff.
I was hoping you'd say I love you too. I wasn't sure.
I was assuming I would, but I didn't.
Since that was how it was written.
I was assuming I would, but I didn't want to make the decision.
Beautifully read. Thank you both.
The pacing was lovely. Yeah.
Beautiful piece, really is.
Yeah, very
Beautifully read too.
Hey, y'all.
Yep.
I just wanted to take a moment to say some thank yous here. Thank you all for coming, everybody. We've been doing this show for quite a while here, and we can't do it without audience members coming here and sharing their time with us. I sound like I'm talking on that play there. And I also am trying to get this thing to go. And if I can't, I'll just make it go with my own fingers here. But we really do enjoy doing these shows for you, and we thank you for participating tonight. Some of you, I think, are here for the first time, and some of you we've seen before, and we really enjoy seeing you again. And we want to thank you for taking the creative risks that it takes to do this, and to trusting in yourselves and supporting your fellow playwrights and contributing to the plays that these playwrights were writing. And I just want to zip through this scroll here really fast, because I want to thank these folks who, from the very beginning of doing this show, have helped support us with a little donation or two, and some of them were a big donation or two, to keep this project going. If you had some fun this evening, we hope you'll come back on August 21st and do it again. And we hope you'll consider making a contribution at one of our websites there. They're listed there in the chat. Thank you so much for coming, everyone.
And thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And of course, as Laura mentioned, we have our next month's Right Away show is on August 21st. We certainly hope that you can join us. I put the link to register right there in the chat. As you know from experience, it is the fastest, easiest, freest thing to do, to just click on that and get registered for next month's show. If my intel is correct, we'll have some. Ken and Lisa, are you guys hosting next week, next month? Something to that.
My intel is up to date here. I believe it's Ken and I are hosting.
Oh, then pardon me. Please excuse me.
Lisa's writing with you and Kat Coppett,
Yes.
and Clara Rodriguez and Chris Harcum.
Nice.
That's a great show, and I would not miss it.
Yeah, I'm glad, because you're in it. So
Okay, good. Phew.
all right,
Okay, great.
let's get the playwrights back on stage so we can give them a round of applause.
Woo-hoo.
And,
Yes.
Audience, feel free to come on and show them you're applauding. If you're staying for the talk back, feel free to pop your microphone back on as well. And if you're leaving us now, thank you for coming. We'll see you in a month.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That's the show. Whoever does the stopping of the live streaming service, do we normally stop that before a talk back?
Thank you. I'm going to stop it right now.
Oh, thank you, Ken. He's on.